We're just normal men.
What do you mean, normal men?
We're just innocent men.
It's time for Side Scrollers with me, Stuttering Craig.
I did. Oh, wow! Right on the tip. Just on the tip.
And Blabs. Co-hosted by our friends from around the internet.
There is a portion of Norway where it is legally required to carry a firearm at all times.
If you're just a normal man looking for common sense in this crazy-ass world, you've come to the right place. And now, broadcasting from our homes from around the internet, it's time for Side Scrollers. Oh, welcome on out to Side Scrollers on YouTube.com and Rumble.com and SideScrollerPodcast.com. What's going on, everybody? Hey, happy Tuesday to you. Man, oh man, do we got a good one today. Hello. Hi, I'm Stuttering Craig. Okay, look. I'm going to tell you this right now. Today's show is going to be a great one. The amount of stuff that we have to talk about is immense, and we're going to be flying through it. But first, let's introduce... Whoa, look at this. Whoa! Coming out of the pre-show hot with her crazy sunglasses. Look at this young lady. Wow.
These are actually too big that they lift my hat up, so I can't even wear them. These are on my nose. Look at that.
Wow.
Damn.
Wow. Okay.
My Spectre specs. You're just as sane as I am.
That's good. Well, you look great, Blabs.
Thanks. It actually is really nice. It makes everything purple.
Uh-huh. Oh, wow. Okay. So
yeah.
If they turned it pink or red, you could say you were looking through rose-colored glasses.
Ha ha ha. I also have trolls today. I'm just, we're going crazy. Christmas trolls.
Trolls here don't care. Let's go. Rocking the retro logo hat. Love that. There you go. Got to get you a new hat, by the way. That'd be good.
Yeah, you do.
I do. All right, sounds good. Well, it is Tuesday, which means we are joined by our monochromatic friend from the great border state of Arizona. It's Razor Fist. Hello.
Hello from the land of cartels and the politicians that cartels own. I am Razorfist. Hello.
Hey, there he is.
You should try turning that the sunglasses upside down.
See what happens.
Let's see what happens.
Ugh.
Hey, it kind of works.
They actually fit better. They don't smack my hat.
It kind of works.
Don't mind it. Yeah.
I was get this. I was at the gun range the other day, and I had those wrap around the earplug because you got to have the ear protection and the eye protection. I get to wear the sunglasses at the range, right?
Yeah, I saw that.
Required. Yeah, it's required actually for the flash protection. So anyway, I had them in backward. And it must have been freaking 10 minutes before I realized I have my ears in wrong. Cause I'm every gunshot, I'm go. I'm what's going on? This is not normally like this. And then I realized, these are, so yeah, I spent so much time at the range before I realized this. I am now half deaf.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Fortunately, it's the only half when women are speaking. So,
it's good. It's selective deafness. Huh?
Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
So you can't hear me anymore. I just want to point out that these kind of look like Furby eyelashes, from the Furbies from the 80s and 90s.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a Furby now.
Yeah, you are a furry now. Now
Furby!
Let's take a look at Razor shooting his gun here. Check this out. It's a 128-year-old pistol.
Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty cool. That's, I'm not gonna shoot it here, but yeah, you actually wearing it. That's good stuff. Look at that steady hand. Wow. All right. Good stuff right there, Razor.
Why is there a giant Lego brick wall behind you?
I don't know. It's some kind of sound dampening thing, but
I love it. It looks like you a giant Lego plate where you can go build stuff.
Yeah. Look at this. Look at the smoke come off that barrel, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, unfortunately, I couldn't get it all in the frame, but yes, I'm gonna try again for a better angle later. But that is the first video in the history of the internet to feature that pistol firing.
Wow, there you go.
That's the first.
That's awesome. Well, now it's the second video because it's on our live.
You can apply for a Guinness World Record.
Yeah, that's good. Well, how often do you go to the range, Razor?
As often as I can, a couple times a month, something like that.
It's expensive, man. Shooting is expensive.
Yeah, it depends, though. If you take guns that are a little bit cheaper, right? 45 ACP doesn't cost as much as regular 45. 9mm doesn't cost as much as other, calibers, whatever.
Right,
so
right.
If you take the guns that are a little cheaper, it doesn't break the bank every time.
Yeah.
See, where I live, there are no such thing as gun ranges because you can just walk outside and shoot anything you want.
What? What are you in Chicago?
I was gonna say downtown Chicago. What's going on, Blabs?
No, it's just the woods and everything, miles and miles. So you can just have target practice in the woods.
I'm gonna break something to you here, Blabs. You can get arrested for that too.
Oh well.
You have to wear like orange gear, and it has to be a certain time of the season.
That's all right. Just practice on a tree outside. You're good.
Yes.
Until it hits Peepaw down walking his dog down the trail, and Peepaw and his puppy dog get taken out.
Exactly.
Oh my god.
By the way, it's currently snowing like hardcore, and it looks like Narnia right now. That's
Guam?
cool. Damn.
Wow.
Fascinating weather, right?
That's amazing. Well, crap. At the first 5 minutes and 53 seconds of the show, any indicator, we're gonna have a banger today.
I thought you were saying, "Well, crap," because we got demonetized already. I'm like, "What? What do we do?"
No, we have plenty of time for that.
Huh? Sorry, I didn't hear that. She's a woman.
That's right. With that said, we are live over at rumble.com.
You assumed my gender.
Yes, I know. Sorry, that's really tough. But the official home of Dr. Disrespect, we're live over at rumble.com. We also have the X account where you can find out that Razor was going to be in the show, as well as finding clips and stuff. We also have that Instagram account, don't we, Blabs?
We do. So follow us for moves and clips of the show. Otherwise, Razorface is going to perform some sort of violent act upon your sandwiches.
Maybe with his 128-year-old pistol.
Yeah.
Man, that'd be a great video. Taking out
shooting sandwiches.
Oh my god, maybe like a Reuben sandwich or something. Like a sandwich I don't like. Something like that.
How thick does a sandwich have to be before a bullet doesn't go through it?
Right?
There you go.
Have you ever heard of the heart attack grill? I think they might test that theorem.
Yeah, that's one of those in Vegas, right? I think that's the
It's here.
Is it? Oh, it's in Arizona? Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
But we also have the show available over on Apple Podcast and Spotify in video form, which I was laying in bed last night and I realized that I hadn't uploaded it yesterday because hasn't been a part of my regular workflow. So that video went live. Yesterday's episode, if you guys watching or listening over on Spotify, went live last night at 11 p.m. It is what it is. We also have the new Side Scroller Shorts channel where you can find out of context clips and all sorts of fun stuff over there if you guys want a little giggle. And of course, we want you guys to head over to sidescrollerspodcast.com and become a supporter where you can watch the Golden Era documentary available now through December 31st. Make sure you guys go check that out if you're a fan of the old 007 game on the N64. Definitely go check that out. It's a really cool doc. But if you're new to us here on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. Join the nearly 109,000 normal men who have found us and found common sense in the video game and entertainment space. We're glad you guys have joined us. I was thinking about it the other day how miraculous it is. Every one of you, every normal man who finds this show, it is an absolute miracle. And we appreciate you guys spreading the word about what we got going on over here, spreading a little common sense. And here's the great news. We're winning. So it's really, really awesome. Also noted on today's run sheet is that today is episode 450 of Side Scrollers.
Unless I can't math.
Well, we're going to say for the record you can because you're the official upkeep shopkeeper.
Yeah. Shout out Excel spreadsheets on Google unless, I messed up.
Yeah. Well,
I always knew you should have outsourced the math part to an Indian guy or something.
Yeah, no, I should have called X-Ray Girl, actually. Like, hey man, can you do this for me, math? She likes math.
Is Math the name of her dog?
Well, if we have any Asian normal men, which I know we do, maybe we'll get a hold of Project Egg Roll and see if they want to be able to keep track of the show itself. But make sure you guys
the official show tracker management.
Right. So we're closing in on episode 500. 450 is a big deal. Not many podcasts make it this far, especially from a daily perspective. So we're very proud to be doing this with you guys. We do have a lot to talk about today, but of course we like to start today with today in video game history. Blaz, what do we got?
Okie dokie! Super Castlevania released back in 1991. Happy birthday to the PlayStation, releasing today in 1994. And then we also have Super Smash Bros. Melee in 2001. Yay! You're muted, Craig.
I was just talking to myself.
Oh man, I thought my deafness reversed for a minute there.
Sorry.
Nah, Craig's a woman now.
Yeah, how dare you identify my gender? But yeah, man, Super Castlevania, what a banger. That is a game that I play once a year all the way through, and I haven't done that in 2024 yet. So maybe I'll do that.
You have like 21 days, basically.
Maybe when, so we're going to have a Christmas break. Obviously, we're going to take Christmas week off. Maybe I'll just do like a random, like I play 2 games through to completion every year. Super Mario World, get all 96 levels, and Super Castlevania 4. And Super Castlevania 4 takes about 3.5, 4 hours. Mario takes a little bit longer, but maybe I'll do that over a Christmas break. We'll turn that into like some sort of special thing over here on the channel. It'll be fun.
I have show and tell today before you say what I missed.
Okay.
Listen, guys, I'm showing it off because the only PlayStation games I have left, all of them were given away. So there's my beautiful PlayStation collection. Just 2 left. Sadness.
I don't care.
Hey, totally care. Fantastic games. Okay. Where's your PlayStation 1 collection, Craig?
Hold on.
Oh, shit, is that-
Yeah.
Hey, Razor, do you have a PlayStation 1 collection to share?
I have a couple of games. I've always been a huge Legacy of Kain mark. Excited about the remaster. I've got Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver. I've got a few Breath of Fire games. Bushido Blade. I've got that kind of stuff.
Somebody in the chat was asking why they were given away. So the PlayStation 1 broke, and my parents basically just like gave it all away to charity. And I convinced them to keep these 2 for me because I collect Harry Potter. So I'm like, no, these are staying with me.
When's the PS5 gonna get a Harry Potter game? You know, of course, in 2024 it'd be like Harry Potter and the bonus hole of Azkaban or something.
Gross.
Ew. No, they got Hogwarts Legacy if you want to count that, but that's about it. Besides the Lego games. The Lego games are pretty good.
Right.
Well, Blabs, you're in luck. I found my PlayStation 1 collection down here. Let me
Oh, yeah? Is it a tub?
Right here. Oh, there it is right there. I found it.
Oh, so you don't have your PlayStation 1 anymore?
No, not available with me right now. I do not.
No.
So,
But you have it.
I did. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So you can take that middle finger back and shove it up your own ass. Thank you.
Oh, there it is. She's firing today, folks. She's firing today. Well, I'll tell you this. By the way, I wanted to ask you this, Razor. Is there a game that you have to play every year? In chat, I'll ask you guys this as well. Is there a game that you love to play like once a year that you like, it's about that time. I'm kind of itching for that.
Every year, I mean, I'll periodically replay Deus Ex. I'll periodically replay the Thief games. Like those definitely once a year, maybe sometimes System Shock, you know, that kind of stuff. There's certain games that I just kind of in a perpetual state of playing and replay.
Right.
Like I'll just come back to Donkey Kong Country periodically because
Dude.
it's still on Switch. It's everywhere. I can play it on my phone, for crying out loud.
Yeah.
So I'm down for that.
Dude, DKC is so much fun. Blabs.
Oh, the original all the way.
I agree. Now, I'll say this, and I said this. I did a Donkey Kong Country Funathon where I played through Donkey Kong 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
And I'll say this about the original Donkey Kong Country. It's still phenomenal, still plays great. It has that wonderful weight as you're rolling through players and stuff. I'm pretty damn good at that game. Can beat it in just a little bit over an hour. I do think that game, if they did a remake of that game in a hand-drawn look like they did, what was that game? I don't know, almost like a Street Fighter 2, but like they did a decade ago or so, and they redid Donkey Kong Country. I actually think that would actually look phenomenal, because when you look at the game now, it was meant to be played on a 360p CRT TV, and
it's all pixelated and whatnot.
Yeah, it's super pixelated.
I still think that art style holds up, though.
It does, yeah. And that was the beauty of the first game, right? Was that it was this 3D rendered graphics on a 2D system. Holy shit! And it still looks good, but it would be really cool if they breathed a little life into it. Now,
well, yeah, I mean, look at some of the other games that tried that technology, though, right? Like, has Batman Forever held up quite as well as Donkey Kong Country? You know what I mean? Like some of those games, not so much. The Primal Rage port, you know what I mean? Not so much.
Yeah, 100%.
I love Primal Rage, by the way. That game is awesome.
I've owned Primal Rage. I've owned the Primal Rage arcade game. Fun fact, that was the first arcade game that I ever owned, was Primal Rage.
Oh.
I bought it at an arcade auction, ended up selling it. and I missed it so much I bought it a second time. I bought Primal Rage, the arcade game, twice, and then I sold it again when I needed some money. So, it's the only arcade game I've actually owned twice. So
wow.
Black Shirt and Jeans came in with the 5. Canadian says, "Hey Razor, still got that with the White House via Gorka. Any chance you can float him idea of annexing Canada? Pretty please."
I know he texted me when I heard about his appointment. I shot him a text letting him know, and his reply was, "This time it will be take no prisoners." I was like, yes.
Wait, is that the guy? Is that the guy who's heading up the FBI? Is that?
No. I forget what he's been appointed to, but Sebastian Gorka's gonna be in the Trump administration again. So
okay, all right. And this time it's take no prisoners. All right.
Forget what his position is. I don't think it's the same as last time.
I'm sure that that clip will be taken.
Deputy assistant, apparently.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure that just based off that clip alone of him saying it's take no prisoners, that will be passed around the internet. And I'm pretty sure, right? Yes, that's right. I do hear. Yes, that is correct. I hear Jeremy Griggs getting a giant boner based off that statement right now.
Yeah.
That's right. D-Day Cobra going harder there. Lampshade says, quick PSA, Sega is delisting a boatload of Mega Drive and Genesis games this Friday. This includes stuff like Shinobi, Streets of Rage, and Golden Axe. Thanks for the heads up, Lampshade. Get on the seas, man. Get on the seas and do a little pirating out there. I mean, don't do that. That's horrible. Mercenary came in and says, morning, Razor. Leg update. It hasn't gone necrosis.
Okay, so you missed this, Craig. Last
I
week,
did.
Mercenary was sending us like 20 updates on the Tuesday stream.
Yeah,
about
apparently
his
has like
leg.
a Civil War cannonball wound or something on one leg.
It was like a whole thing about his leg.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm glad it's all right. Lampshade says, also, nice Sabaton shirt. Where'd you get it?
A store.
There you
Oh,
go.
good.
Joey says, did anyone own a Sega Saturn? If so, what were your favorite games on it? Mine were Virtual Fighter 2, Fighter Megamix, Virtual Cop, Knights, and Battle Arena Toshinden.
Two of those would be mine. Virtual Fighter 2 and Battle Arena Toshinden.
I never understood Knights, that game. Knights into Dreams. I've never really understood that one. I know it got a remix or a remake a few years ago or sequel or something. And
it was just like kind of a flying around kind of thing. That was a weird era where, like, you remember when Mario and Mario 64 got the wing cap and was flying around. That was kind of just a thing that was going around in gaming at the time. I don't know. And honestly, you go back and play Mario 64. Love that game. Think it's fantastic. The wing cap is so freaking hard to control sometimes. Like that's not my least favorite part of the entire game.
Dude, I've never been good at the part where you get on top of the castle and you're doing the bonus stage or whatever. It's like the worst. I've never enjoyed that part, like, ever. Maybe it's just I just suck at it, but
you give me the metal Mario cap and I am there with bells on. Forget about it.
Oh my God. I could go down a rabbit hole here, but I'm choosing not to. Master Video Studio says, happy 76th birthday to the Prince of Darkness and Godfather of Metal, Ozzy Osbourne. Let's go.
I didn't realize it was Tony Iommi's birthday.
Hey. Give it up for 1992 Space Movie, who became a brand new member. Appreciate that greatly. Also, Bullet Shepherd says, Godspeed Razor, Legacy of Kain, and Bushido Blade, underrated tournament fighter.
Mm-hmm.
And Magnum came in and says, does anyone remember going to the arcade on Friday night and watch people sell drugs? That was great.
No, I had parents.
No,
What?
I never went to a place. All my arcade games were at like bowling alleys or the mall.
Pizzerias, dude, were always the best.
Pizzerias. You remember when they I just love the idea of a pizzeria. The name pizzeria itself is.
There's nothing better than ordering a pizza and playing arcade games and just smelling pizza. And just your name gets called in the middle of your arcade and you hand it over to your friend and you go pick up your freaking pizza. And it's freaking classic. It's classic. You can't get that anymore because pizzerias don't have arcades anymore usually.
Right. And for me, there's nothing better than that first bite of your personal pan Pizza Hut pizza that you got for reading a bunch of books in 4th grade.
Yes, the Book It program, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, I was really good at that. They took me for bagels and stuff.
Of course you were, Blabs.
I had to compete. I had to be the best one.
Bagels?
Most books and everything.
You got bagels?
Yeah, my teacher took me and one other girl out for bagels and everything. We had to get permission from our parents and everything, and they took us to get bagels because we won them. We read the most books in the year. It was like 40 something in like the 5th grade for me.
Nice.
Yeah, I was a huge bookworm. I was like, no, I must win. So yeah.
So to be clear, you got a bagel for reading 46 books.
Yeah, it was great.
All right.
Well,
Man,
you'll never have those hours of your life back, but here's
But
a
they
bunch
were
of
great
carbohydrates.
That's right. Right.
I loved it. I love reading. I read like a book the other weekend, a whole book done.
Right.
Here's
No, I was
300
the same way.
calories, some processed blueberries, and a bunch of carbohydrates. Congratulations.
Excuse
kid.
you, I don't eat blueberry bagels. That's disgusting. It was a plain bagel.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you go plain every time. You can go bagel. I don't understand why they keep jamming stuff on top of the bagels. You know what I
That
mean?
too. But you know what also really grinds my gear? When Canadians say bagel. Have you heard that? In Ontario, they're like, oh, I got me a bagel. I'm like, what the fuck now?
No, I don't
Hold
even
the
know what
fuck
you're
up.
talking about.
Those are
bagel.
called Chinese people. Those are not.
No, they're white, man. They live in Ontario. It's that Ontarian accent. They got a bagel.
Okay.
I'm like, oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Armin came in and says, my favorite games are Doom and writing confusing super chats for people to read. Biscuit, Telephone, Antwerp, Flagons. Thank you, Armin. Appreciate that. And continue to send in those super chats. I'll do my best to read them. Appreciate that greatly. That's great. Mark came in with a 20. Says, I play Mario RPG and Shining Force at least once a year and Super Metroid. Let's go. And I used to play Darkstalkers 3 and Marvel vs. Capcom 1 and 2 in arcades a lot. Oh, my God. I cut my teeth on MVC2 in the arcade, man. I got damn good at that game. Not like Evo good, because that's just stupid, but I got pretty damn good. Did you have a MVC2 team that you like to run with, Razor?
Oh gosh, who all was in that game?
Everybody.
Colossus was in it. I remember they put him in there, which was awesome because he hadn't been in a Marvel game since Children of the Atom. So I always went with like Colossus and God, I can't remember who else was Strider in there.
Strider was, yeah.
Strider was in there, and maybe, I can't remember. I cannot remember.
So mine was just like everybody else. Cabal.
Psylocke.
Psylocke. Right. Cabal. Why am I saying? Oh, Cable. I say Cabal. Cable. Cable, Tron Bon, and the most useless character in the world, and Mingo, the cactus character that would bounce.
Yes.
I love that character. It was just so fun. I would play with those three. But if I really wanted to win, I'd go Cable, Sentinel, Juggernaut.
Well, yeah, I mean, the Sentinel was busted.
Yeah. It's great stuff. Mercenary came back, says, Chuck E. Cheese, mini golf in the mall. I miss the arcades that used to be there. The book program got me 2 tickets to Universal Studios. Wow. Parents kept hiding it from me to prevent from using it. Wow. That's an awesome thing. It's worth $600 today.
Right.
Different value right there. Over on the Director Nation side, Girth Girls Are Easy came in with a 10. Thank you very much for that. It says, for some normal, just some normal innocent support for some normal innocent men. I think Disney is checkmated with Jim Cummings. If they fire him, they'll get a lot of backlash. If they don't fire him, that's more evidence for the Gina Carano lawsuit. Yeah, have you been following this Jim Cummings thing?
No, but he's the perennial Disney voice actor.
Yeah, he's come out pretty base. I mean, by based, I mean he like knows what a woman is.
Normal.
Right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So, and he's been catching a lot of slack from all the activists online because he pretty much said like he doesn't want men and women's sports, and so people are like, who's a racist? You know, it's like
I regret being your fan.
Right,
Okay.
I like how they're more angry at the Winnie the Pooh voice actor than the Chinese dictator Winnie the Pooh. Like,
right.
that's where we're at societally.
Or the slavery that Disney uses for their products.
No, that's fine.
Gaming Newfie came in, says with the 10, says, nope, we never owned a PlayStation 1. We were Nintendo kids all the way through. For Christmas in the 90s, me and my brother got a Nintendo 64 together and got the games. Star Wars Shadow of the Empire, Mario Kart 64, it was well worth it. Godspeed. Hey, speaking of Shadow of the Empire, I think you're going to find this very intriguing because actually, Gaming Newfie, today is the anniversary of Star Wars Shadow of the Empire, released 28 years ago in 1996. A game that Blabs missed on her today.
Didn't miss it, just picked 3 others. It's as old as I am.
And Ian Pod came in at the 5, says, for me, the game I always go back to is Ocarina of Time. I was captivated by the world when I was a kid. Lately, I've been emulating the 3DS version with 4K textures on my PC. And I got so much slack when I reviewed the 3DS version of Ocarina of Time. I said, I remember, like, that's...
Why do you keep saying slack?
I don't know why.
Slack.
It's
I mean,
along the
you don't call
way
it-
over again.
Yeah, if you get shot down in World War II, you don't say I was hit by a slack cannon.
No, but slack is like you're getting shit. You're getting shit from people.
You're getting flack.
Flack? Oh, is it flack?
Flack.
Okay. I was getting so much flack from people.
Yes.
Listen, I'm only 43 years old, Razor. All right.
Now I wonder if you can spell those words.
Yeah.
Slack. WSQT. Slack.
Yes.
There you go. Anyways, whatever. It doesn't even matter. Hey, Rembrandt says, I worked in a movie theater in high school. I would say that the Harry Potter fans were better behaved than the Star Wars fans. I found one Pizza Hut Bigfoot pizza that someone snuck in. And
Yes.
oh my God, the Bigfoot pizza. Let's stinking go.
Dude,
What a
it was
throwback.
good. It was good. It's just better when it's larger.
Do we go down this rabbit hole now? I think we are going to. I think we're going to go down the Pizza Hut bit.
Weird.
Ugh.
What?
Let's not go down that rabbit hole.
No.
I'm going away now.
Yeah.
Yeah, please.
The fairest in all the land, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, I'm about to throw you for a loop here, Razor. Tell me if you remember this commercial from 1993, the Pizza Hut Bigfoot commercial.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Recently, an object was sighted. It was big. Bigger than big.
Huge, large, astronomically big.
Big would be an understatement.
Very big.
Oh my God, was that Haley Joel Osment?
it was that little
Haley
kid.
Joel Osment?
Is that the kid from
It's freaking, he sees dead people.
That's
and
right.
Bigfoot pizzas.
Dead people and Bigfoot pizzas. Blabs, listen, you're gonna love this. And this may have been the best tasting pizza of them all.
An understatement.
Very big. Huge.
Long guy, big, huge.
When it arrives, you better not be alone. Bigfoot.
Okay, hold on. Do you see the pizza, Blabs?
Yeah.
Yeah,
What
okay.
was it, dude? What was it with the early '90s and bubble lenses?
I love it though.
Oh man.
Like the fish lens thing. Yeah.
Eye contrast and bubble lenses. That was the early '90s, right there.
Okay, I don't know if this shows it, but if you're to play the Price is Right game over under the cost of the Bigfoot pizza in 1993, Razor, what would you think it is? I'm going to say $12.99.
Of the Bigfoot pizza. Back in the day, a pizza tended to be about $10.
Yeah.
So I would say in the neighborhood of $10, like $9-10.
Blabs, this is
Oh, I
1993.
was gonna say
money.
like $5. I wasn't alive then,
Oh
so
my
I'm gonna
God.
guess.
Okay, all right. Let's see what we got.
From Pizza Hut. 2 square feet of pizza. 21
Wow.
slices on a tasty new crust. $10.99 for up to 3 toppings.
Oh, bada bing, bada boom. 3 toppings for $10.99.
Pretty good deal.
I know my pizza.
Damn
Like even
right.
the commercials, just that's great.
They hit
And look,
differently.
it screams the '90s, but so wholesome. It's like, why can't we have nice commercials anymore? And you notice how they're so soulless now?
So this always bugs me. What was the competitor to the Bigfoot? There were 2 of them. There, like Pizza Hut did one, or somebody else did one. Domino's. There was a competitor to the Bigfoot. There was.
I don't know. For me, there was no competitor to the Bigfoot, Razor. It was Bigfoot.
There was though. There absolutely was, and I just can't remember what it was called because there was a pizza war over oversized pizzas for a minute there in the mid '90s, and the Bigfoot was one of them.
Mm-mm. Well, we have this commercial, which we'll finish up here.
It's bigger than pizza.
Ah, there it was. Bigger than
Little Caesars. That's what it
Yes.
was. Little Caesars had the competitor, and I can't remember what it was.
Oh man, look at that. That's great.
Bigfoot from Pizza Hut. A legendary value.
Oh, 1 topping for $9. Oh my God.
Nice.
Oh, my.
Why'd they get rid of it?
It was just a-
Too much money?
They brought it back recently,
Eh.
didn't they?
What?
Yeah, didn't they bring it back recently as to like some limited time promotional thing?
No. No way. There's no. If they did, then I feel like I totally missed out. I don't see anything about a revival. But
okay.
Matthew came in with the 10. Says, I don't think they'll fire him. Jim Cummings has been grandfathered in, so it's kind of like an employee who's been working for the same company for 30 years. They'll just let him do whatever. Well, hopefully that's the case because he's has a little bit of common sense. And Armin came in with the 10. Says chicken wings beat bagels any day of the week. Meat is always better than bread. Let's go, Armin.
I disagree with that statement. I'm not a big fan of chicken wings.
But meat, though, is better. Magnum says, Craig's only 43 years old. Fuck, I'm done for. What the fuck? Andrew came in and says, in my opinion, Mega Man Legends 2 is the best game on the PlayStation. What a crime it was when Capcom canceled the third game. Yeah, that was a little bit of controversy there back in the day. And the Midnight Man came in with 500 Norwegian monies. Says, greetings, fellow normal men. Crypto's been great lately, so I'm giving you this super chat without shamelessly plugging my horror game, the Midnight Man Horror, the home of all things spooky. Nope, not plugging it all. Appreciate y'all. Yeah, man, give it up for crypto lately. It's good. I bought some Doge the other day, some Dogecoin, because I think it's going to pop off when Doge comes into office here in a couple months. And Phantom Lord J says, I thought the competitor to Bigfoot was Gravedigger. That's a nice reference. Right there.
Yeah, there we are.
Hey, love that. All right. We do see every single one of your super chats, direct donations, and Rumble rants, and we'll get to every single one throughout the show. Once again, thank you to Angela for the gifted membership, everybody. If you guys get gifted membership, make sure you say
that's right
and consider paying it forward. But right now, it's time to get to my favorite segment, your favorite segment, everybody in the world's favorite segment. It's time to talk about Bigfoot Pizza. Hard news. All right. So here we are, ready to roll. I just have this as a little side note here from Blabs. It says, For Razor, best Minecraft meme ever.
Yep.
So let's check and see what this is. This apparently is the best Minecraft meme ever for you, Razor.
Yes.
Let's check it out.
No. Oh, no. Oh, dear.
Why isn't it playing? Stop playing. There we go. Do one more time.
The leader of the free world, ladies and gentlemen.
What's wrong with your browser and Instagram?
I don't know. Just decided to stop working, but all right. Well, we get the gist of it.
Yeah.
I thought it was entertaining. I thought it was pretty well made. It was pretty well made.
Maybe he should pardon Minecraft Steve.
Yeah, it should have been Hunter throwing crack pipes at him. I think.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Based Steve, says chat.
All right. Well, there we are. We do have an update here. Thank you for that, Blabs. We do have an update on everyone's most anticipated film of 2025, Snow White. Have you seen the trailer for Snow White this morning, Razor? A brand new trailer dropped.
I must have missed it. It somehow slipped by me.
Until now, let's check it out because we're
not going to get flagged for this, are we?
I don't know.
God willing.
I don't know. I mean, chances are probably. And if you're watching the version of this show afterwards, you should probably catch us live first and foremost, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Yeah. And if for some reason this clip is not included, now you know why. Because it's been deleted.
No, it was Louis Armstrong. He took us down again.
That's right. Damn, Louis. But okay, once again, where's Norm at? Norm needs to come in with the one hundo and make us skip this. But let's go check this out here and see what your thoughts on this are, Razor.
All right.
This was my father's kingdom, a place of fairness, but the queen changed everything.
Oh my gosh.
Take him away, Your Majesty.
A place of fairness?
That's right.
Who calls any place a place of fairness?
It's because they're rewording it. So she's supposed to be the fairest of them all, meaning prettiest of them all. But to make it now, modern day 2024,
so not equity.
Equality and everything.
She was the participation trophiest of them all.
Exactly.
Hey, Razor, we made it 15 seconds in before there was some sort of 24
Right.
in this, which is great.
Oh, is that dude wearing like underpants on his head?
I don't know
what's going on.
The people need some kindness.
You know, I really don't remember you being this opinionated. Magic mirror on the wall. Who is the fairest of them all?
Famed is thy beauty, majesty.
The Wizard of Oz.
A lovely maiden I now behold.
I look at you, and I just want to be the fairest of them all.
I think there's a kingdom between her eyes.
It's a bit. There's a nice little gulp there, isn't there?
Jesus.
So, okay, we'll just continue this a little bit longer.
The queen is evil. You must flee into the woods.
My
Screensaver.
parents always said this forest was a magical place.
Why does she always look so retarded in every single scene she's in? Isn't it true though? She's like, what's wrong with your face, woman?
Everything is so majestic and wonderful.
Yeah. And then it just derps Snow White.
Yeah.
Filmed in IMAX 3D, and that's just her field of vision.
Notice that she's not the one entering the dwarf's house. It's actually she's not the one breaking and entering over here.
No, it's the animals doing it for her.
Right. That's right. But if she did, to be clear, it'd be totally fair because she is discriminated against, and that's important. So just want to make sure we're good on that.
Yeah.
Hello? Is there anybody here?
Can you imagine just letting that many like savage rodents into your home to just pinch little pea-sized turds everywhere and just any idea how many diseases she would have?
Yeah, didn't you watch Enchanted?
Yeah, just shitting all over the place.
She'd have the bubonic plague.
Oh my god. All right, let's continue.
Boo! And the 7 little people.
That's right.
Yeah, don't forget that they had didn't want to hire the little people because, equal rights or whatever, but then they go and CGI them in.
Yep.
So.
Literally taking people's jobs.
Yep.
Literally.
I wonder what happened to those weird ass crew that we saw leaked a year ago in the meadows and everything. Whatever happened to them?
Yeah, I agree. I wonder what's going to happen with that, and if they will appear in the show in the movie at all.
Wait.
It's a human.
What did you think I was?
Nothing. Ghost.
Chameleon, iguana.
A bad person. That's what we thought you were. I'm just throwing it out there. Yeah.
Safe from the queen here.
We make the cookies right over here in the tree.
Queen stole everything from all of us. We're gonna need your help. It's time to restore our kingdom. Waiting on a wish.
Okay, that's pretty much all we need to know. So
this movie came from Wish. What are you talking about?
I tried to find positive things about this trailer, and the only thing I can think of is that she has. But listen, she has a great singing voice, but she's not Snow White. Sorry, the hair looks wrong. She just looks angry all the time. No.
This is the first film that I've seen bad trailers, and I posted this over on X, but I've seen bad trailers, and my heart sank while watching this because number one, this is not Snow White. This is not the story of Snow White at all, right? This is a girl boss power movie put in the Snow White universe, and that's what you're looking at when you have this battle of oppression, the evil queen oppressing her people, taking everything from you. So almost
where's the ugly old hag?
Oh, that's at the tail end of it.
Yeah, we gotta let him see the rest of it.
All right.
I was gonna say, did they write her out?
No, she's still in it. Here we go.
Holding out for someday, hoping somehow, some way, there comes a miracle.
It looks like outtakes from the bad Hobbit movies.
I don't remember the minecart chase happening in the original.
Right?
And then Diddy Kong jumps in.
I want to know how long this movie is and how many extra scenes they added into this.
Yeah.
Like they did with Beauty and the Beast.
Yep.
This is our kingdom, and now we're here to take it back.
You were saying.
Straight up, like, never did anything like this happen at all in the first Snow White and the original one. Don't tell me the classic story come to life in 2024.
Oh yeah, there'll be like a full-on sword fight. She'll be launching lightning bolts at this queen. I'm telling you, dude.
Well, like they cucked the prince. He's kidnapped by the evil queen.
Wow.
Oh, and she saves him, huh?
Oh yeah. But here's the thing. I was even thinking about this morning. You guys know the movie Enchanted that came out in early 2000s.
Yes,
And
it's
like
awesome.
that's like the best movie, right? It's great. And the funny thing is that yeah, she saves him, but like that was the parody of everything. So that was done right. Here it's a message.
No, this is a parody. This is a parody.
It's a parody, but it's awful. It's like a slap in your face. It's the message. Yeah.
You know what I'm actually intrigued by with this is remember the Daily Wire one?
Yeah.
that was
The
supposed to
Snow
come out?
White. Mm-hmm.
We haven't heard anything about that. Since
No, let me Google.
that was that initial trailer, like we're making our
Oh
own.
yeah.
And it's supposed to have Brett Cooper. And by the way, apparently Brett Cooper's leaving Daily Wire now. So
Is she?
I don't know, but
I'm sorry, my dear.
Oh, okay, yeah, there is an ugly old hag.
Did I frighten you?
by the way, totally like bad CGI.
Oh,
really
yeah.
bad CGI.
Oh yeah.
I would think like 2008, I'm thinking, okay, that looks fine. 2024, surely we can do better than this.
Oh, yeah, like I said, this is what I mean when I say it's like outtakes from the second Hobbit movie with the caves and the like. It just looks like video game footage, and not even like we're talking like PS2, 3 video.
Don't
game
slander the PlayStation with this shit.
I am slandering the PlayStation with this shit.
I will say the best live action Snow White is actually that movie that came out was like 10 years ago called Mirror Mirror. Did anybody see that? I had Lily Collins, Phil Collins' daughter, as Snow White. The evil queen was Julia Roberts, and they actually had the dwarves and everything, and the prince. And it was actually a good movie for children and stuff. Like that's like the best live action. It's not even Disney.
I'm surprised this old crone isn't, race switched. They could have gone Whoopi Goldberg. They wouldn't have even needed makeup.
Hey, Craig, if you need a Snow White movie to watch with your kids, check out Mirror Mirror. Like seriously, it's actually good.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Did I frighten you?
A little bit.
All right, so there you go. So
You forgot the hoe part. Let them sing it. It's all of the OnlyFans' girls' theme song. I ho. Anyway, it's funny. Continue.
Oh my God! It says, are those the seven dwarfs? They look like California raisins. It's a reference Blab doesn't get. This is Snow White and the Seven Lost Jobs. Thanks, Blackguard. Appreciate that. And Armin came back, says Snow White and the box office poison. Yeah, I think I'll be very intrigued to see. I mean, we all understand this is going to lose money, right? Everybody knows this is going to lose money. There's no way they can make this money back.
Yeah.
But do you think it'll do well? It's coming out at the tail end.
March 21st.
Right. March 21st was actually the tail end of spring break season. So you would think they'd have it in maybe before spring break season when all the kids are out of school, but there's got to be some logic behind this. Labs, did you find anything about the Daily Wire Snow White?
I haven't seen anything except that it is still scheduled for 2025. And apparently that thing that you said about Brett Cooper, I think that's just a rumor.
Uh-huh.
But no, I have not seen anything about it in months. There's no update. But to go back to like your box office, everyone remember that Minecraft is releasing April 4th, 2025. So like a week and a half later.
2 weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks lead on that for sure.
So that'll be interesting to see how it, like if Snow White completely just drops off once Minecraft comes out.
Magnum North says the communist dwarfs are going to destroy the patriarchy with cross-eyed jangle-toothed Mexican girl. Oh my God. Lampshade says, putting aside Rachel Zegler for a moment, it looks super generic and looks like every modernized remake trope rolled into the ugly master reel. Super hard pass.
Yeah.
yeah, I don't anticipate myself like taking my kids to go see this.
She's Mexican. Ziegler? Is that a Mexican
She's
last name? She's Latina? I mean, she's eating apples, not picking apples. What do you?
Latin.
There we are.
She even tweeted out like years ago. She's like, "Guess I'm Snow White. No, I'm not white." Blah blah blah.
Yeah. Well, good luck to Snow White releasing in March. I have no idea how this film's going to do. I think that it'll do fine. I don't think it's going to make money, but I've been wrong. I think there's the pushback on this has been too much. So, and the reshoots and just the money spent on it has been too much.
I just don't understand. How are we now at a place where there's going to be two competing Snow White movies? Like, was there just a zeitgeist in the air that we needed a new Snow White movie?
Yeah, of course. I
don't get it.
Yes, I mean, why not? Norm says Snow White and the 7 CGI monstrosities. Yeah, for sure. This is how the movie should go. Queen, who's the fairest of them all? Mira, you are. Oh,
exactly. You got Gal Gadot as the evil queen. Are you stupid?
That's right. And then we have this.
Have we decided this week it's Godot? Every time I hear her name, it's pronounced differently. It's Godot. It's Godot.
I always thought it was Godot.
Yeah.
But now it's like waiting for Godot, and I'm like, God damn.
It's like Kamala, right? Depending on what day of the week it is, she's going to pronounce it differently.
That's true.
Depending on
Camilla.
Right.
Wrong ho.
I will say this. I do think that this movie is Godoing nowhere.
Oh!
Let's go. I'm a dad. Hey, Bizarre Star says, fun fact, the Bigfoot pizzas and Big New Yorker were made by none other than Reggie Fils-Aimé when he worked for Pizza Hut. Bringing it back to game.
Nice.
Love that, Bizarre Star. Thank you very much.
Which is interesting. I was probably introduced to several Nintendo games through you remember they had the multi-arcade cabinet there? Mine had a multi-arcade cabinet with like Castlevania and Dr. Mario and the other Mario Brothers game, the one where Mario and Luigi are fighting. That whole thing, right? That's where I was introduced to a lot of those games at Pizza Hut.
Was that the Play Choice 10 that you were playing on?
Whatever it was the kind where you sat down to play it. You didn't stand up.
Yeah, it's a tabletop. Yeah, so I had a tabletop Super Mario Brothers, which that was the first. I remember playing through that, and I was great at Super Mario Brothers at the time. But that was my first experience of realizing that they made changes to the arcade game, because the versus Super Mario Brothers, what you actually play, you can play this on the Switch now. It's the arcade port of Super Mario Brothers, which was a combination of Super Mario Brothers 1 and Super Mario Brothers The Lost Levels, or Super Mario Brothers 2. So they put levels in. So I remember playing through and getting to World 4-2 and falling down a pipe, or falling down a hole which wasn't there in the Nintendo game, and I was like, "Yo, what?" Like that.
Sucker.
Yeah, sucker.
We got your quarter.
That's right. Hey, Stay-at-Home Hippo Game In says Disney non-Disney live actions involving a princess, modernize it to make sure the women are empowered. Original voice actress of Princess, the character was already powerful as a lady and represented more than their gender. There you go. Thanks, Stay-at-Home Hippo.
What's amazing to me about the live-action Disney remakes is how much they change, because the whole reason they're making these is so they can retain the rights to the original. That's all this is. That's all this is. It's why they all suck. But it's like they're changing stuff. So how do you retain the rights if you're taking the original movie and changing all the like designs and everybody looks different? I don't see, like, it's at a certain point, wouldn't it be whatever it is legally distinct enough to not even qualify as the original? Like, how would that even work?
Right. Eminent domain over there. Yeah. I don't know.
I would think it would have to be a more faithful remake for them to retain the rights, is what I'm saying.
I don't know. Maybe you just throw Snow White. It's like throwing lipstick on a pig. You know what I mean? So, Blabs, over on Rumble, a $50 Rumble rant.
Ooh, I see it.
It says, "Hey, Blabs." Oh, there we go. It says, "Hey, Blabs." Then, I guess it's the Warframe community manager, Rebecca Ford, referred to players as registered losers instead of users at the Shill Game Awards later, she was promoted to creative director of the game.
Nice.
What?
Nice.
Nice way to treat your audience. Hey,
Registered losers.
hey, Fundo shit. Fundo. Hey, Fundo. Thank you so much for that. And we genuinely
Thanks for the
appreciate
boobies.
that. That is awesome. I hope you'll enjoy all those physics thrown at your face right there. That is great. And the Tick Rules been around for a long time. Thanks so much, Tick. Appreciate that. Says the gift I sent last month says it will be delivered today, but maybe tomorrow. You know how delivery goes. The Prairie Street. Yep, there you go. Yep, that is our PO box where you can drop things off. The link or the information of that is down below. All right, let's keep on moving on. We were talking about soulless reboots, and I thought this would be a good transition to talk about this, the latest reboot to, I guess it's ending on its own accord, but I didn't know that this was still going. And I'm talking about the reboot of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Do you remember this, Razor?
No, I didn't even hear about this.
Well, you'd be surprised to know that it's entering its 4th and final season right now over on Peacock. Did you you never even heard about this reboot?
No.
It was a dark, edgy reboot.
Oh no!
Of Fresh Prince.
Yeah, I vaguely heard some crap about that. How hilarious is it that in one slap at the Oscars, Will Smith probably wiped any memory of this from existence? Right?
Oh my God.
Nobody was going to talk about this crap after.
That's actually a really good point.
Yeah, I didn't even think of that. That's so true.
Blabs and I were talking about this before the show, and this is going to be, let's see, it looks like they're going to have 40 total episodes of this thing. I'm looking at this over on Wikipedia. But what's interesting about this is when this show was greenlit, and this was greenlit August 11th, 2020. It was officially announced. It was going to it's going to be on Peacock and all that stuff. So what was happening August 11th, 2020?
The Summer of Love.
That's right. It was the Summer of Love, which it was a response to all the stuff that was happening.
Yeah.
And for me, when I saw this was ending, I thought, it sounds about right.
Yeah.
You know, the idea that all the insanity from 2020 is calmed down and there's no reason to have any sort of responses to all
that.
They
can't
stuff.
pay for the riots anymore. The freaking DNC is how many millions in debt? Freaking 20, 30 million in debt after Kamala pissed away all their money.
Yep. Well, rest in peace, Will Smith's next money right there. I'm sure he's still going to make some money from that. But 4th and final season of the Fresh Prince reboot, which I didn't know had.
I didn't even know it was continuing. I remember everyone talking about it when it first premiered, and they're like, "Yeah, it was all right. It's very dark, blah." But after that, not a single peep, not even a trailer for season 2 or 3, not a thing. And so when I saw it on Twitter this morning behind the show, I was like, "Craig, did you guys know this was still even going on?" And we're like, "No."
I mean, did anyone know Peacock is still going on?
Yeah, really, seriously. Shout out NBC.
I didn't know that. First and foremost, I guess the bigger thing for me is why would you want to make the Fresh Prince into a drama series?
Right.
Because that's what it is.
You remember the very special episode of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air? Why don't my dad want me, man?
Yeah.
Why don't my dad want me, man?
Well, and that's the beautiful thing about having a comedy show is that when you have heavy moments, they hit different. They mean more. So instead of Will Smith, clowning on Carlton the entire time, all of a sudden he's upset because his dad doesn't love him or his mama doesn't want him or whatever it is. That's what made those moments mean more. So, it's amazing to think about. It has been nominated for several different awards, by the way. The NAACP Image Awards in 2023, Outstanding Drama Series in 2023 and 2024.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's a piece of shit. Of course, they're going to praise it. That tends to be how it goes.
But it won't be around much longer. So there we are. All right. We've talked a lot about FromSoftware recently and the potential acquisition of their parent company from Sony. That's been one of those things that's been ongoing. But there's news coming out now that FromSoftware, obviously the folks behind Dark Souls and that amazing franchise, FromSoftware president confirms the studio is working on multiple projects in a variety of genres. Are you a big FromSoftware guy, Razor?
It depends on the game. I'm not a fan of Souls games at all. I acknowledge some of them are really good. I've reviewed some of them and been generally how my reviews will go is if you're into this kind of game, you'll dig this, right? I don't personally, but I have to be honest as a reviewer and admit I'm biased against the genre, right? It's amazing. Video game journalists used to do that kind of thing all the time. But I love the Tenchu games that they did. The last Tenchu game they made is really underrated. Tenchu Z wasn't perfect, but it was a really good game. And I love Armored Core. So yeah, I like some FromSoft games, just not the ones everybody else seems to dig.
Right. I think they're mostly currently known for obviously the Dark Souls and the Souls franchise. That's what's kind of put them back on the map. But yeah, they have obviously Elden Ring is huge, massive. But they really kind of went into the Dark Souls franchise, Bloodborne. And really that's where they made their money. But yeah, the Gundam series and been big. So I'll be interested to see what they come with it. I mean, you're talking about a variety of genres. So there's been a lot of rumors about them, producing. You wonder if they just like go out and they make like a Smash Brothers game, with, or like a racing game, something totally.
Dude, I think unironically, I think FromSoft would make a really good fighting game. I think they would.
Interesting idea. I mean, you think about the technicalities of a game, like something like the Souls franchise that's built around, reaction time and things like that. That'd be an interesting idea.
Yeah, make a different kind of fighting game. Just brutally hard, but a different kind of setting. They tend to do kind of medieval-y settings. It'd be kind of cool to have a competitor to like a Soul Calibur or something like that. Maybe a little bit darker. That'd be interesting. I don't know. I'd like to see what they could do with a fighting game.
Huh. Chat, what would you guys think of that? The idea of FromSoftware making it need to be an original IP, I would imagine. Maybe what if they just took all the Dark Souls like main characters and just put them in a fighting game? Like, remember that
Fighting
game?
Souls.
Right. Yes. Oh, there we go. You got the perfect name. It's good. Do you remember that game? It was a 3D fighter for the PlayStation called, I don't even know what it was officially called. It's called Guys.
Oh yeah. Remember the entire selling point was Cloud Strife was in it. That was it.
Yes. I thought the game was awesome. It was like, you can play as Final Fantasy. I think Tifa was in it as well. That was a pretty fun game back in the day. Winterfell came into the $9.99. Says Bel-Air is my guilty pleasure. It's so bad, it's funny. Every episode has been is a super woke lesson for the audience to learn. I watched it to mock it. Oh man, I had no idea. That's great. Who'd have thought? Super Bear came in with a 20. Says, now this is a story. Oh, here we go. Now this is a story.
Let me wrap this. Let me wrap this. I'll wrap
go ahead.
this.
Yes.
Now, this is a story all about how my life got flipped, turned upside down, and I'd like to take a minute, just sit right there. I'll tell you how a fake $20 bill and I burned down the Wendy's of a town called Bel-Air.
Oh, boy. Super Bear
I can't breathe.
Hey, delivering a banger right there, Super Bear. Nice job. Oh, man.
Okay.
Nice stuff. Hey, and Fundo came back over on Rumble, says member shits are greater than registered losers. Let's go.
That's right.
Fundo. All right. Oh, you guys are fucking hilarious. I love it. All right, let's keep on moving on. We'll skip the NASCAR thing. Let's talk about the Switch 2. There's been a lot of leaks about the Switch 2 recently, but I think we have probably the biggest one, as apparently Switch 2 accessories are already on Chinese websites.
Chinese black market? Wow.
Yeah, they're already on Chinese vendors.
Switch 2 accessories are on the Chinese black market. Well, I didn't know infant body parts were a Switch 2 accessory. That's
Woo! Well,
that's the show. See you all later.
Well, there
you go. On, jerks.
But I think the biggest thing here is they're actually unveiling the name, is that it's actually going to be called the Switch 2, as opposed to the Super Switch or some of the other potential names. But I think that makes sense, the Switch 2. These are spotted on Family boards and reported by our friends over at Eurogamer. The accessories can be purchased in bulk and have been produced based on accurate specifications for the upcoming Switch successor. Naturally, both the case and the screen protector indicate that we're in for a much clunkier or a chunkier console than the current Switch family of consoles, backing up previous reports that the console would boast a much bigger screen. So it talks about the dimensions right here. You can see this, and yeah. So
weren't we just wondering why Nintendo had pulled out of China last week?
Yeah,
remember that? It was like the story, like, gosh, I wonder why, because crap like this keeps leaking out.
Yeah. Well, I think that the most fascinating thing for me is the idea that we know the name now, because there's branding.
It's not original, is it?
Well, you mean like PlayStation 2?
I know, that's what I'm saying though. It's like all the same.
We'll
at least like the Xbox is like Xbox One, Xbox 360. Now we got Switch 2. I would have loved like Switch It Up or some shit like that. I'm just saying.
Okay, you're what happens when somebody comes in and they say, we need a successor to the Wii. Oh, we'll call it the Wii U.
We call it the Wii, right?
Fuck off, Blabs.
No, I'm just saying Switch 2 is kind of a boring name. Switch, that's what chat says. Like, yeah, you know what? Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. They set it up so they can continuously release consoles every 6 to 8 years.
Yeah, I know.
It's way simpler than Xbox. What are they even doing with the freaking naming at this series of what? Series S, X? What
failures?
Got to take dude. I do not envy GameStop employees who some Alzheimer's afflicted grandma will walk in. I'd like to buy a console for my son. He likes the Xbox. What's the kind of the Xbox that I should buy? Well, let's see. Let me break out the abacus. We've got the Series S. We've got the X. Here's the individual specifications of each machine. You know what I mean? Like, it's just confusing. It's the same exact problem the PS3 had back in the day, where it was, oh, you've got the PS3 60 gig model. You've got the PS3 80 gig model. You've got the one without a disk drive. You've got, it was just a giant headache trying to sell that to people back in the day.
Yeah, I hear you. I think the difference between the PlayStation 3 and the PlayStation 2, outside of the multiple variants, the 60 gig, 80 gig, 120 gig, whatever it was the name. Obviously, PlayStation 3 is a lot easier to understand. If we're going from PlayStation 2 to PlayStation 3, then Xbox, to Xbox 360, or in this case, I legit don't even know what the current version of the Xbox is called. Like, there's so many Xbox Series X, Series whatever.
And it's an unforced error. It's just call it something simple that is memorable. It's Xbox One is retarded because you already had a first Xbox. We already were calling that the Xbox One. What's wrong with you? Like, why would you call it that? Call it something normal. Xbox 2 makes sense. You know what I mean? It's just, brutal.
Yeah. That's why I do like the name Switch 2. It's simple. It's to the point, and it's more the same.
I agree. Bajillions of people bought a Switch. Putting a 2 at the end is going to cause more people to buy the next Switch.
Yes, I 100% agree. And it's not confusing. I think they learned their lesson from the Wii U, and they know that they shouldn't just don't get silly with it. Go straight ahead. Just tell people, put a number on it, and that's great. And I totally agree with that. So, Stormbase came in. Says Super Castlevania 4 has one of the best soundtracks ever. Agreed. Says nice shirt, Razor. Is that Lomi?
Iomi.
Iomi. Okay. I don't know Sabbath. Hand of Doom for life. So,
yes.
Thank you, Stormbase. Appreciate that greatly. All right. Let's move on to the story we have in our thumbnail today. Talk about Indiana Jones. Now, have you been following what's been going on with this Indiana Jones and the Great Circle game, Razor?
I heard they're not going to let people drop reviews early. There's some, I don't know. It smells like maybe they're a little worried it's going to be a bomb or something.
Right. Now, there's a trailer for this game. We're going to take a look at this in just a few minutes because the new trailer was released yesterday. I watched it. I have plenty of thoughts on it. We may get flagged for it just because it has the music in it. Yeah. But yes, so this game is coming out very, very soon. But Xbox is not allowing critics to post reviews or thoughts on Indiana Jones until the game launches for public and early access. That's not a good sign. Not a good sign at all. Said this is based off the embargo email for those wondering exactly when the review.
What they did with Cyberpunk as well, isn't it?
And Cyberpunk, the launch was a disaster.
Yeah.
You know, so December 5th that is 6 p.m. our time. So on Thursday, you'll be able to see this is the exact same. The game will be available on early access with the full launch happening on December 9th for PC and Xbox. So we aren't allowed to discuss anything else beyond that, though. Like with any reviews you've done, you can fully expect full thoughts on Embargo Day. So that screams yikes to me.
Yeah. Or at a minimum, a mediocre game, because most Indiana Jones games, let's be real, are just kind of They're very few are offensively bad, but most are kind of it's all right, it's whatever, right? If that's the case, it'll get negative word of mouth. It will
very quickly. I agree, and you see this all the time with these franchises that Star Wars was the most recent. It's like you're given a layup, just make the layup. That's all you need to do. Just nail it. But another cause for concern here is, for me, this is a cause of concern because I think that games that are released on Game Pass, while great for a lot of smaller developers, I think it's awesome. When you're developing a AAA game based off of a prominent IP, you should not be released on Game Pass. I think that you should give the game the opportunity to sell first and foremost. But a lot of these games that are in Game Pass, which Indiana Jones has been confirmed, it's going to be in Game Pass.
I'll get to play it. I got Game Pass. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I ain't got to buy it.
But you see Forza, Crash Team Racing. These are games that have been out for a while. And this is a new release. And I know the idea is we want to drive to Game Pass. We want to make this a better value add for people.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, looking at it from the outside in, I am concerned by this. But have you seen the trailer, the official launch trailer for Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, Razor?
Maybe. Okay. Possibly.
Have you first off, you dig Indiana Jones, right?
I like him okay.
Okay.
Which is your favorite Indiana Jones movie?
Temple of Doom.
Oh, really? Wow.
Oh, yeah.
I think mine is Last Crusade.
Last Crusade.
Funny little side note. My sister found her diary from like the 80s, and she was sending us little snippets of it. And one of her entries was
about showering with Joe Biden.
No, it was not. It was not. Here we go. This is diary, June 4th. So whenever this was, says Sunday we saw Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. It was great. There it is. Wow. Right there. That's
it was great.
That's amazing.
Pretty cool. So just that kind of came by yesterday. But let's go check out this trailer, the official trailer for Indiana Jones and the Great Circle.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll give our thoughts on this.
Okay. That Xbox logo fits right in.
Every good story is true in one way or another.
In a bad French accent.
And I know one you haven't heard of. Dr. Jones. So what I'd like to do is put the guns down.
Go ahead. I'll knock your teeth out.
Okay, I'm going to tell you this right now. I want this game to be good so bad. Just because I love Indiana Jones.
In from the music of John Williams. That's what's doing it for you.
You're right. You're 100% right. It is the music. Music is a powerful medium. It draws you in from a nostalgia standpoint. It makes you think that you're a child again. You have these great memories, these times in your life. And watching it, and yes, they lean heavy on the soundtrack in there.
Mm-hmm. I gotta say, their faces don't look that great. Like for a 2024 game, I'm kind of expecting something a little bit better.
I just not having. I mean, Harrison Ford has said no to all these video games, which is wild because it's probably the only thing he's said no to in the last 30 years
for Disney and everything.
Dude, they could dangle $15 in front of his face. It's like, yeah, I'll go kill a beloved character on screen, sure.
Right.
I think, Craig, you should play this game.
I think so too.
Snipe Scholars plays Indiana Jones.
I think so too. But
you can give an honest opinion on it because you really like Indiana Jones and you want it to be good. So you're like, I'm gonna try, even if it's shit. I'm gonna try and give an unbiased review.
I know. And I wonder if my nostalgia would help overlook flaws in the game. Right now, in the interest, I want to play the whole thing, but I do think we're going to get hit for the music.
So we'll pause.
Yeah, right. Probably.
They can't get us.
So, but there are, speaking of like really ugly parts in this, there are, when you look at some of the graphics in this game, this one in particular, I saw this and was like, yo, check this little scene out here.
They think it's a conduit of some kind
What
of...
the hell?
Like, look at her. It's just so like fucking straight armed and like this
Dude,
looks
that's
like
what I'm saying. These aren't good graphics.
it looks like it was rigged. Yeah, and this is the best version of this game. Like they're not going to put out some 720p,
Yeah.
Oh, some of
version.
this might not even be in-game footage. In fact, you said, was it last week or the week?
It was on
before?
Tuesday so Craig wasn't here. When you weren't here, Craig, there was an announcement saying that there was 4 hours of cutscene.
There's a lot of cutscene to pull from, so a lot of this is probably pre-rendered. This is gussied the hell up.
Yeah. Well, I want this to work. I really do. And this is a first-person Indiana Jones game, and they show some of the quote-unquote gameplay of what it looks like when you're whipping and things like that. Here's a quick little snippet of it right here.
Man, how are you going to do platforming properly in first person? Like first person platforming is always so hairy without it turning into like parkour Mirror's Edge BS, like a lot of those games, like Dying Light and stuff. Because I wouldn't want that for Indiana Jones at all. That's not Indiana Jones.
Well, the one thing that is not mentioned in this trailer at all, and this is heavily focused on Indiana Jones, but the one thing that has not mentioned at all is, and I think we're getting the bait and switch on this, is that apparently Indiana Jones has girl boss in this, that a companion that is working alongside Indiana Jones, and you play as her as well in the Indiana Jones game, which, because hey, you need that. So there we are. My hesitation on this game is great. We saw the narrative designer who's in our thumbnail today. I mean, and literally say this game was designed for modern audiences. Right? So that to me is like, I just don't know how I feel about that. And I don't think that, like, that's the beautiful thing about Indiana Jones, was that Indiana Jones originally was a nod to an era before Indiana Jones. It was,
it is the old Alan Quatermain, the Buck Rogers. It's that kind of thing. The movie serials, the cliffhanger movie serials of the 30s, and just like Star Wars is, right?
Yes.
It was George Lucas taking a different kind of serial than Star Wars and paying homage to it.
I think that's the beautiful thing about what George Lucas originally created with those franchises is he was inspired by those.
Yeah. Right? They are inspired by the thing that's inspired by. This is always a problem. They never go back to the source, ever. None of these people have ever read a pulp novel. They've never seen one of these film serials. They don't care, right? They've seen the movies, and they're gonna, strum away on your nostalgia bone for a little bit, and that's pretty much all they're gonna do. They don't understand what actually makes it tick. Same problem modern Disney Star Wars has. You think they've ever watched Flash Gordon?
Right. The further away you get from the inspiration, the further away the franchise gets from really relevance, because people aren't there. I think it'd be funny if Lucas came out and was like, look, this is how you get to where you're at. You need to watch all these movies. And even then, if you watch all of them, you still aren't going to feel the same inspiration that the original creator had.
You know what they need to look at? Have you ever seen, who designed Indiana Jones, right? His outfit and everything? The great comic book legend, Jim Steranko, who is based, by the way. If you follow him on Twitter, it's amazing. Go look up his illustrations of Indiana Jones. He came up with the outfit, the gun, everything. It was Jim, and I wish we got that movie. I want to watch that Indiana Jones film.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I'm pulling it up right now. Oh, wow. This is pretty awesome.
Isn't it awesome, dude?
Dude, Indiana Jones. Dude. Oh, let's go. With his cigarette.
Telling ya.
That's great.
Yes. That's the movie I want. right there.
You know what I'm really intrigued by is if this game actually addresses the idea of the Nazis being in the game, because are they just gonna be like generic bad guys, or will they show Nazi symbols? Will there be a trigger warning at the start of the game? There's but images that may trigger you, blah blah blah. Like that'll all be answered soon.
Nazis are everybody's asshole. They can be bad guys in any game without a disclaimer.
Well, but they may scare you. They may scare you for that. So.
Right.
Oh man. All right. Well, that game comes out on early access on the 5th, which is Thursday. Yeah. And then
the narrative designer came out a long time ago.
That's right. Out of that closet right there.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get to some quick super chats real fast, guys. Thank you very much. Give it up for Super Bear, who is a brand new member. Super Bear, appreciate that. Deputy Meme says the dumbest NPCs in gaming are those who still cover their faces. If you're still afraid of a cold, even 5 years later, you're fuck as dumb, or your guess fum as duck.
You're fuck as dumb.
Fuck as dumb. Let's go. A mercenary says they're gonna make Dial of Destiny look good, isn't it? Oh man, I hope not. Bass player came back, says, wait. Is it bad that the infinite money Microsoft has isn't enough to pay off all the reviewers? Right.
Microsoft's weird like that, though. Microsoft's always kind of gotten dumped on by the press a little bit compared to Sony. That tends to be, it's really weird. Video game websites tend to be a little more favorable towards Sony than Microsoft generally.
Agreed.
They kind of do the same thing to Nintendo, too. They dump on them a little bit compared to Sony.
How dare they? Norm says the suppression of reviews is the most retarded thing that is allowed to happen in the gaming industry. As a customer, I should have a right to know if I'm buying a quality product. This should stop. It's all about controlling the narrative. And let me say this. We were talking about this briefly before the show, and I'm glad this was brought up. Coming up at 2 o'clock today, I did a video yesterday. So in about 2 hours from now, there's going to be a standalone video on our channel where I took a look at there's a phenomenal former gaming executive that talked about the video game bubble bursting, and not just the AAA version of it, but why specifically the bubble has burst. I encourage you guys to tune in and watch that today. It is a phenomenal watch, and we watched the entire thing. I put a link to her channel because this is a lady who has worked at Riot Games, worked at Microsoft. She is incredibly well read, and it points to a lot of the things that we're talking about, specifically in that last super chat, the idea of controlling the narrative. And she points to Dragon Age Veilguard in particular about controlling the narrative. We saw that with their reviews, the idea of, hey, this is a return to form for Dragon Age. And that was a month ago. And let's see where we're at now. You know, where we're at now is a lot different messaging for Dragon Age Veilguard than it was when the game first released, right? So anyways, it's a great video. I encourage you guys to watch it. Once again, in about 2 hours, it's going to be on the channel. So please tune in. It's about 22, 23 minutes long, but it's awesome. I stop and give you my thoughts along the way. Where's the bell? There you go. Thank you, Blabs. we have an along the way bell because I say it a lot. Apparently that was pointed out. So
like 40 something times in one live stream.
Yep. And we have an emote now as well.
Yes, along the way. Yeah. Do you know the way?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Razor's so done.
I have no idea. Maybe the real friends were the along the ways we said along the way.
Along the ways.
Yes.
Okay. Let's talk about something absolutely insane. And I'm having a hard time like describing my feelings about this, where Riot Games will now ban content creators for infringements, even if they're not committed in-game. So Riot Games is going to issue in-game penalties for players caught violating conduct rules, even if it's not in the game itself.
But the game is open. That's what they're saying. So like, let's say you have the game minimized, Razor, and you're on Twitter and you say a bad word, they're going to be like, you're banned.
Yeah.
So they have become the morality police in this situation. So as long as you're using their product at all, they will come for you. They will find you and they will ban you if you say something that they do not agree with. This is going to start on January 3rd. It says users who commit an offense, such as using slurs or offensive language about another player while streaming a Riot game, even if the offending phrase wasn't said in game itself, will be banned.
Wow.
This comes as part of Riot's update to its off-platform conduct standards, which it hopes will further eliminate toxicity associated with its games.
Can I get pre-banned if I call this broad a faggot right now?
Oh boy. Well, speaking of her, this is a video that was released about 6 months ago.
She looks like the kind of person who would instate.
She's a soccer mom.
Yeah.
Right.
Very
well,
much.
In this video, around 4 minutes in, she talks about hate speech. So let's hear what she had to say about this.
Thrown out there just to avoid threats of violence or literal hate speech.
Oh my
There's
God.
no room in our community for the most egregious behaviors, and we're not going to compromise on that point. If you need to make truly evil statements under
Woman could,
regular
speaking of
shit
evil
talk.
statements, this woman could eat corn through a chain link fence.
You know, I think I'm going to make a phone call today.
Are you saying she has like a beaver face?
She looks like she's storing nuts for winter.
I'm gonna write this down on my idea sheet here. Riot Games. What is hate speech?
Yeah, seriously, they don't say. What's
I
offensive?
wanna know
They don't say.
I want to know specifically what is hate speech, right? And I want them to say it out loud. I want them to say the words out loud. What is hate speech?
Yep.
Because I need to know specifically what hate speech is.
Yeah.
And I'm going to make a phone call today. I'm going to record it. I'm going to find out, or I'm going to get some generic answer. But the point is that like we talk about this stuff all the time, but I want clarity. They're asking for clarity. They're asking for a better community. Well, provide me specifics along the way. What specifically are you looking for? What is hate speech? But she will continue here.
To enjoy gaming, then please be evil statements under the guise of.
If you need to make truly evil statements, what does that mean? Anybody?
No, because we can't define it because she can't even define it.
Yeah.
On that point, if you need to make truly evil statements under the guise of regular shit talk to enjoy gaming, then please play something else. We won't miss you.
Dropping a swear word in the middle of an official corporate statement. Is this like, did anyone even look over this? Did they have anyone at legal or a lawyer even look at this?
Mm-hmm.
What?
I mean, they wanted to appear edgy and in with it.
It strikes me as she got called an old bag online or something.
Took it offensively.
She got cranky and recorded this 15 minutes later. That's what it sounds like.
Now, to be clear for everyone who doesn't know what Riot Games produces and has their games, League of Legends, Valorant, Teamfight Tactics, League of Legends, Wild Rift. They also have esports, entertainments, Arcane, Riot Games music, stuff like that. So if you think about those games like Valorant and League of Legends, how many times do these people curse in these games and shit talk each other? So when she says go play something else, you're saying your entire audience should just dip. Does that sound like a great financial move? No.
No, of course not. Well, Riot Games has offices all over the world. It says Dublin, Ireland, Barcelona, Spain, Mexico City, Turkey, France, the UAE, Singapore, Germany, Shanghai, USA. And those are all different cultures.
Yeah.
So in one culture, something could be hate speech. In another culture, it couldn't be. So once again, where's the bar here? So Riot Games does have an office in LA. I'm just going to throw out the idea that I'm pretty sure that she's from the LA office.
Yeah, right.
Just going to throw it out there.
Chad had said, sorry, Craig, but Chad had said that Tencent owns Riot Games, and it's true. In 2011, Tencent acquired a majority stake in Riot Games for $230 million.
And China wouldn't allow this kind of woke nonsense in that country, right? They're pushing it on us to undermine these companies so they can buy more of them, as I've said on previous live streams.
I'm going to make that phone call. I'm going to call today. I'm going to record it because I want to know specifically what that means. Because if you're going to ban me from playing your games, even if I'm not actually playing your games, even if it's just minimized for something I say on X or something I say in jest or whatever it may be, because you deem it hate speech, that's the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life. That is absolutely dumb. And I want a clear line on the sand, but we'll never get it. Says the example given is a content creator streaming Riot games used an offensive term while Riot game was in the background of their stream, even if the term wasn't said to another player via in-game chat. If you say or do things,
bro, they've got, sorry, I'm looking at their offices. They've got one in Dubai.
Yes.
You got one at bro, in some of these countries where they got offices, they throw homos off of rooftops.
Right.
Like, I don't think a gay slur is going to qualify for a ban here. If that's the bar.
That's the issue here is which society are we, which culture, which society are we using as a bar? And of course, we all know the answer to that. It's California. It's LA. If you say or do things that break our terms of service while broadcasting or creating content about our games, we can restrict access to your Riot accounts and suspend your partner privileges if you're part of the partner program. So there it goes back to Access Media right there. Reads updated terms that will go into effect early next year. Though we aren't going to proactively monitor everything that happens across social media, it is now within our rights to issue penalties in game when that content is brought to our attention.
I'll tell you what that is. That's code for if somebody whines and complains, we'll act on it.
Of course.
We're not going to monitor, but if the cancel mob comes for you, we're going to cuck to them. That's what that is.
What's amazing about this, if you go to the Riot Games website, Blast put a link to their website so we can kind of take a look at the games that they have. The header has Riot Games, their logo, who we are. What's the first two? It's got about diversity, inclusion, social impact.
Yep.
Don't you think it would be like games we make?
Yep.
Work with us news. You would think that to be like, well, learn about our games right here.
No, you got to scroll all the way down for that shit.
But there we are. So you content creators, you internet folks, you people on the internet at all, you watch your mouth when you're playing Riot games because they will shut you down. Shut you down from Chinatown.
Watch your mouth when you're not playing Riot games.
Even worse. I think that's scary. I think it's extremely Orwellian, and I think they need to be called for it. That is a bunch of nonsense. And something should be done about it. And that's why I want to get a clear line in the sand. I want to know where their bar is.
Yeah. Well, I hope you understand Mandarin.
I don't think that's going to work out
right.
very well. All right. We got this one last story here. It's actually a video here that I thought would be fun to react to. Razor, we know about all the insanity happening in the video game space in 2024. And IGN has a year in review recap that we wanted.
Oh boy.
And it's about 8 minutes long, but I wanted to kind of watch it and we can stop and talk about it as always.
Yeah.
But the title of this video is simply "The AAA Video Game Bubble Has Burst." And I wanted
to finally catch up with where I was like 8 years ago, by the way, guys. Really penetrating insight there.
That's right. But what's more interesting about this is their reasoning behind it. And I think one of the things that I want to do as we go through here is just ask simply why. Why is this happening? So this is from IGN. The AAA video game bubble has burst. This is a recap of 2024, and it's all doom and gloom, baby. Let's go check this out.
Woo! My favorite.
Doom and gloom. Here we go.
The video game industry is currently in the thralls of a paradox. For players, it could be argued we're in one of the greatest times for gaming. There's incredible breadth of choice across.
No, it couldn't. No, it couldn't.
No.
And if that was true, it wouldn't be having all of these problems.
Correct. I agree. This is I think this is the toxic positivity, kind of almost looking outside the toxic positivity bubble for the first time.
Yes, absolutely.
Going, yo, well, what's going on here? Let's go.
I mean, there's been this phenomenon, we referenced it earlier, where there's these games that come out, or movies, or books, or comics, and they're not good and no one buys them, but they have the message.
Mm-hmm.
And so the journalists line up, they hold their circle jerk, and they fire awards at it from a cannon. And the audience either shits on it or just shrugs and keeps playing something else that's actually fun. And we've seen this again and again and again. Opening up with this is essentially just reinforcing that before they go on to, oh, hey, by the way, the sky is falling.
Well, I think this is the first realization that the sky is indeed falling.
Yeah.
Let's go check this out.
Is made ever more accessible through gaming subscription services like Xbox Game Pass and PlayStation Plus. But from an industry perspective, things could not be more dire. More and more studios seem to be closing, original IPs are being scrapped mid-development, and vast legions of game developers, programmers, artists, and animators have been cut loose. To put it simply, the AAA video game bubble has finally burst. Across the past 2 years, over 23,000 jobs in the video game industry were lost, with a staggering 6,000 in January 2024 alone. Over 30 video game development studios have ceased operations, including Arcane Austin, Volition, and most recently Firewalk Studios. What's worse is this trend only shows signs of continuing rather than diminishing. So how did we get here? Well, some analysts have concluded these closures and redundancies are a necessary remedy to companies having overextended themselves in response to inflated demand in the market during the COVID-19 pandemic. While that's undeniably a factor,
it's not just that. You know, they'll touch on the pandemic for half a second, but what's the other factor in the pandemic? During the pandemic is when they were handing out all the ESG and DEI money. So these projects that got greenlit at the beginning of the COVID pandemic are woke to the rafters. Like they're just obnoxiously woke. And
Right.
so this is how you wind up with garbage like Concord and such.
Mhm.
And we're essentially just expelling all of these at once. And suddenly the reaction to that is, oh, well, AAA gaming must be dying. You had to expect this.
Of course. But that's the thing. You're talking about IGN in particular, based in San Francisco, right? Access media to its core, literally to its core. It's what they're designed for, access media. And they don't see it. They're ground zero. Them and Jeff Keighley are ground zero for toxic positivity access media. And kind of funny, obviously. But let's go to continue.
It's just one of many issues that have been gestating for years within the AAA project bubble. Just 5 years ago, AAA projects' average budget ranged from $50 to $150 million. Today, the minimum average is $200 million. Call of Duty's new benchmark is $300 million, with Activision admitting in the Competition and Market Authority's report on AAA development that it now takes the efforts of 1.5 studios just to complete the annual Call of Duty title. But it's far from just Call of Duty facing ballooning costs. In the same CMA report, an anonymous publisher admits that development costs for one of its franchises reached $660 million, with $550 million of marketing costs on top, which makes it a $1.2 billion game.
How ridiculous is it that person gets to be anonymous? Can you imagine? Some of these companies are publicly traded.
Right.
How are you not admitting to your damn trustees? How are you not admitting to them what you had to actually spend on your game? I would think the most basic item of information that a stockholder would need is, hey, here's how much we spent on all the money we made. Like that would, Jesus, that's step one. It's ridiculous. Why does no other industry function the way the video game industry does?
No, you're 100% right. And the idea of 1.2, like, think about this. How many businesses are started in the, like, I look at it anytime you have a new product, right? Specifically in, let's just say in the video game space, it's like starting an entirely new business. You're investing hundreds of millions of dollars into this idea that this potential business, this game will be successful.
Yeah.
At no point is anyone ever like, yeah, I really want to invest $1 billion into a business. That's never been uttered ever, right?
No.
So why is it going to work in the entertainment space of all things, and a space that is built around choice, something that you don't need, products that are superfluous to everything else in the world? It's a bonus to have any sort of video games. And why would you invest $1 billion, period? $500 million, $200 million at all?
Yeah.
I've said this a million times.
And you damage your brands long enough, by making it's like they think that they're going to appeal to the widest audience possible. And then they inject these politics that appeal to the smallest possible number of people possible. And so you wind up with these bloated budgets and this super fringe ideology cohabitating, and you wonder why these games are bombing. And you wind up with a situation where between Dragon Age Veilguard and before that Anthem and Mass Effect Andromeda, EA couldn't sell beans at a farting contest in 2024. That's where we're at. And that's how you got here.
It's amazing. Let's go to continue here.
Yeah.
To put that into perspective, Minecraft, the world's best-selling video game of all time, only broke $3 billion last year, and keep in mind that's what it made since it launched way back in 2011. The realities of these budgets mean entire publishing houses are massively overstretched and are now desperately facing the consequences. If their developers' huge projects don't make money immediately, they gotta go. Sega's...
Hold on. I want to call a little nonsense on this. Minecraft is the best-selling game of all time. Now, I didn't say the most profitable game of all time because Minecraft made $3 billion. But isn't Fortnite making like $7 billion annually? Blabs, see if you can find that.
Because I'm pretty sure... I mean, gosh, I would think Grand Theft Auto would be up there. I would think like there's some games that I would think would be in that rarefied air.
Right. See if you can find the list of highest grossing video games of all time.
Sci-fi shooter super game Hyenas was in development at Creative Assembly for 7 years, and just as it was publicly playable for the first time via alpha testing, it was
someone in the chat. Sorry, someone in the chat said most profitable ever is GTA 5, and I could see that because I think it's the best selling, right? Like
no, it's Minecraft.
There's no way that Minecraft is the most.
It could be. It could be. I mean, gajillions of people have played it, but
yes, I hear that, but I don't know. But if there's if Minecraft is the most profitable game of all time, $3 billion is a drop in the bucket to what it's actually made, because Fortnite is making billions of dollars annually, and it's been around for 6 or 7 years at this point.
Yeah.
But, no. All right, let's continue this.
The reason? Sega preemptively concluded that Hyenas couldn't make its money back. Blizzard's survival project Odyssey had a similar trajectory. Odyssey would have been the studio's first new IP in 8 years, and given the market's love for games like Minecraft and Rust, such a gaming titan should have undoubtedly made waves with this project. When Microsoft acquired Activision Blizzard, though, the project was swiftly killed with little reason publicly given beyond inconveniences in switching engines to increase player count.
They caught a look at
examples of the current
mystery
AAA publishing.
solved.
Right.
Jesus.
Yes, they shot. Yep, for sure.
Call reflect a deep-rooted fear to engage with anything new and original. Publishers perhaps more risk-averse than ever to stray out of their established IP safety bars. But even well-known IP that could be worth millions in sales and revenue is being left to rot. Despite owning Infamous, Jak and Daxter, Killzone, Resistance, and Sly Cooper, to name a few entries in PlayStation's sprawling dormant library.
Think about those games that they just listed, that he just listed here. Sly Cooper. Okay, let's go back and hear this one more time.
Jak and Daxter, Killzone,
Jak and Daxter, Killzone,
Resistance, and Sly Cooper, to name a few.
I mean, if they just announced one of those every 6 months,
it would be a big deal. It'd be a huge deal.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Huge. Of course, you'll never make Sly Cooper because it's a stealth game. We're not allowed to make those anymore. We can have stealth in every game that gets released. We just can't make a stealth game for some reason.
Wow. Let's continue.
New entries in PlayStation's sprawling dormant library, Sony CFO Hiroki Totoki recently claimed the company lacks enough original IP to consolidate itself as a true gaming powerhouse.
That right there just sounds like corpo speak for we'd really, really like to buy FromSoft and these guys, and this is the excuse we're going to use. We don't have enough IPs. That's the problem.
That is also, I think, a big reason why Sony is not Nintendo. Nintendo with their tremendous amount of IPs that they have. That's what you think about. We've had this conversation before, but Nintendo's mascot is Mario. Who is PlayStation's mascot? I don't know. At one point, it was Jak and Daxter.
At one point, it was Crash Bandicoot, and now look where that is.
Right. I find this. By the way, I found a list of in Blabs. I'm sure you're looking at this exact same thing as me. The number generated. Oh, here we go. Let's take a quick side quest here.
Yeah.
The revenue generated by the games. That's why I don't buy this $3 billion figure for Minecraft. This is from moneyinc.com here. Red Dead 1.5, Tetris 1.9, Minecraft. There's 2.5, right? And this is only number 23 on the list.
Wow.
Right.
What was published?
This was actually published. I'm glad you asked that because it was published April 15th, updated March 20th of this year.
Wow. Okay, so it's relatively recent.
Yes. So Mario
So
Kart
what's
8 Deluxe.
numero uno?
Okay, well let's find out. Any guesses for the number one most profitable game? I'm going to say either Fortnite, World of Warcraft, or Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah,
I've been seeing a lot of Tetris.
My guess is GTA 5. Only because GTA Online is just money central. It's just free money for
And
Rockstar.
that's where I get wow, Genshin Impact 5 point. Holy shit. That's where I get back to like where was this guy? This was Max whatever his name is over at IGN making this list. Where the fuck did he get $3 billion for Minecraft?
Oh, well, Wikipedia has that.
Donkey Kong.
So the link that I put in the private chat for Wikipedia, Craig, the number one for sales is Minecraft with 300 million. So we just took it from Wikipedia.
So
Donkey Kong is one rung below Super Mario in profitability. That's insane. And it's been dormant for how freaking long?
Now, this is total sales of the game.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, isn't that what he's referring to?
No, because he was talking about the cost of games versus.
Then I don't know anymore. It's too many numbers and there's too many lists. Like, why are there so many different answers?
All right, let's find out.
It's like studying world religions.
Wow. This is. GTA.
It's number 15. Wow.
What?
Wow. That's
Okay.
still a ton of money.
Oh, we're forgetting mobile games.
Yeah, that makes sense. Oh my goodness.
Jesus Christ.
That makes sense, that one.
World of Warcraft makes sense.
Not even in the top 10.
That's insane.
Wow. Candy Crush. Oh, fucking A. League of Legends. PUBG. Oh my God. PUBG. $16 billion. I don't even know what Honor of Kings is. 10-cent game for mobile in China. Oh my God.
Ray's favorite, Tencent.
Street Fighter 2.
Ooh, I believe it. That thing got re-released so many times, and it was in every arcade. It was in every non-arcade. You couldn't go to a laundromat without hitting a Street Fighter 2 cabinet. I believe that figure.
I've come to the realization that kids today, they don't understand the impact that Street Fighter 2 truly had on the video game industry. Like, truly don't understand.
Here's the impact it had. If I went up to a Mexican food restaurant right now and they had a Street Fighter 2 arcade cabinet, I would drop quarters and play it.
Correct.
That's the impact it has.
100%.
In 2024.
All right, we're down to our top 3. Dragon Fighter.
I'm still saying Tetris.
Or Dungeon Fighter Online.
I believe that was also huge.
I think Tetris was at the top of the list already. I think it was
no, Tetris was earlier, which
yeah.
I was surprised by.
All right, here we go. Pac-Man. Okay. Wow. Okay. And number 1 on the list of
what is it going to be?
Say Fortnite.
Okay, I haven't seen Fortnite on this. It's got to be Fortnite.
No, we already passed Fortnite. Fortnite was up here.
Oh, there it is. Yep. Okay.
Yep. $20 billion. Okay.
What?
Number 1 on our list.
What?
No way.
Hey, a classic wins out.
All right.
There we go.
You know, at least the classic wins.
I can live with that.
The highest grossing game of all time, the game released in 1978, remains a classic game that modern gamers can still enjoy, become the first blockbuster game to hit markets. It was released in tons of formats over the years. In Japan, the cost 100 yen to play, and there was myths that the game was so popular it caused a shortage of 100 yen coins. Yeah, I remember that as well, hearing that myth. Myth's been disproven. There's no doubt this game was insanely popular in the homeland.
It was hugely popular here. Right. Yeah. It was everywhere.
Let's go and continue with this video, though. We took a tremendous.
Yeah.
There, here we go.
That list was more interesting than listening to this retard prattle on.
Right. Well, I'll say this. This video in it, as you would expect, I mean, it brings up valid points. But one thing that it doesn't talk about at all in the entire presentation, and you're probably going to nail exactly what it doesn't talk about, is the cultural pandering that is put into these games, and that the rejection of its core audience from modern audience games, right? It's not addressed at all.
Yeah, I mean, what caused Gamergate? It wasn't freaking Zoe Quinn banging a dude. It was the gamers are over thing. It was that. That was when the Gamergate hashtag happened. And it's clear that even though there was a massive amount of pushback from that, and in that sense, it was a cultural victory for normies, it's obvious that the video game industry took that and sort of resentfully absorbed that and said, oh, really? Well, I'm going to go double and triple down. And games got more and more and more in that vein. And that's clearly the so-called business model that they've pursued. Gamers don't have to be your audience. They think we've talked about this before. It's like they think they're going to expand their audience by playing to these aberrant groups, and they wind up just shrinking it down.
The idea that you have, the idea that you want to cater to everybody, and it goes back to the, if you cater to everybody, you truly cater to nobody.
Yes. Because think about it. Would a concept like Fortnite, just describe what Fortnite is in your brain for a moment. I think, okay, is that a commercial concept if you think of it in 2002? Not necessarily, right? Minecraft, the concept of Minecraft, if you would come up with it in 2001 and just said, here's what the game's going to be, would it if you pitched it to a corpo guy, hey, is that a bankable idea? No, Doom 3 would have been a bankable idea then, right? You have to roll the dice and actually make something relatively original first before it becomes something big. I made a whole rant about this called the myth of the hardcore game. There's no such thing as a hardcore game. Any concept is hardcore until it gets marketed sufficiently and becomes popular.
That's a great point. And I agree with you 100%. The idea, like, you can have games for, quote unquote, core gamers. But the idea of a hardcore game, like, you're just marketing to an audience that wants to buy video games. That's it. That's it.
Exactly.
Speaking of Fortnite, I saw this, and this is just one last little side quest here. Mm-hmm. Apparently they've added signs for no emoting when it comes to the game. Have you, because you got the kids doing all the L dances and all that stuff, right? And you can go in and create these signs or add these signs to maps. And this is in their latest season. And apparently this is what happens if you do an emote around these signs. There you go. Climb on up. Uh-oh. So he went in and does the emote.
Okay.
Oh.
It knocks you off.
It'll just bottom out. It just destroys the clip.
Nice. What was that game that had it reminds me a little bit of that game that got released with the anti-piracy software.
Yes.
They detected that your game wasn't purchased legally. Like, this giant monster came and just ravaged you, and it was impossible to kill it. And I forget what game that was.
Man, I'll tell you this. That is something that should be that'd be a great standalone video. The idea of the best anti-pirate measures ever done in video game history.
Yeah,
There's been some
Serious Sam, they're saying it was. Serious Sam 3.
Excellent stuff. Anyways, I love that idea. What's being thrown down here with Fortnite? The idea that it says don't do it, you kids, and then you do it, and then all of a sudden you DED dead right there. So get the hell out of here with your stupid trombone. Bop bop. All right. And there we go. Man, we got a lot of support today. We got to get to them. Blabs, can you do a quick glance over for Razor and see if we got any of these for Razor? And while we do that, I'm going to let you know that Main Ace Chase came in and says, YouTube won't let me post this, but was anyone actually thinking the Indiana Jones game was going to be good? I want the Indiana Jones game to be good because
some of them have been very good.
Yes. But when was the last time, like the last good Indiana Jones game? Like
Lego Indiana Jones?
Okay, true. Yeah.
Dude, that shit's fire.
Oh, it's a blast.
Dude, that shit's fire.
that Fresh Prince of Bel-Air reboot acting.
That's right. Way to go, Blabs. Hey, you ate no crumbs. Yes. Have you heard that before, Blabs?
I freaking hate that one. There ain't no crumbs. She left no crumbs. It's like, what the fuck is that? At least the fire means like it's hot. It's amazing. That other things just means you're fat and happy.
You know what that means, Razor? You ever heard that?
I've lived to a ripe retiring age, not knowing what that means. Yes.
Oh man, well, lucky you. It just means you've done good. Like you ate, and then
Put
they
the
say
fries
no
in the
crumbs.
bag, bro.
Stupid. Gaming Newfie came back with the 5. Says that version of Indiana Jones looks like something out of a Doc Savage novel.
Yeah,
Very
yeah.
Pulp Fiction-like.
Dude, Indy was inspired by Doc Savage, among other characters.
JP Direwolf says hate speech is whatever they want to deem it as at any point. If it goes against their mental illness, it is hate speech. Thanks, Direwolf. And he followed up one more time with the same message. Thank you very much for that. We do see it, and it went through. Do we have anything for Razor?
So, Razor, what are your thoughts on the Austrian 1912 Hun? It's my dream oldie pick.
I always wanted one. I've seen them on Gunbroker, and I always wanted one, but I love them. I love them. Dude, Austria-Hungary had some great guns back in the day.
Well, shit, Razor's ready to bust a cap. Respect. I'm gonna keep scrolling because there's a lot of supers today. Thank you, everybody. Scrolling. Sorry, there's a lot.
While you keep going, Wasp came in and says, "Hey, Razor, I did not ask Blackie Lawless if traps are gay because I don't want that video of me on the internet, even though it was very funny." I asked about the Still Not Black Enough album.
Ah, sweet.
There you go.
Magnum says we can't have anything original, Razor. What do you think that is?
The Kojima theorem. No, I don't know.
Frostlord says, "Did you guys ever play the DS remake of Super Mario 64? Definitely worth checking out." That was the one where you could play as like all the characters in that, I believe, on the DS.
What was it?
The DS remake of Super Mario 64.
Oh, I've heard that one's great. I've never played it.
ADDF Toxic says, "I live in Alberta, Canada. My sister says boggle even more so than
it's boggle. Yeah, it's weird. Black Canadians are like, how dare you? We don't do that. No, some of you do,
Sister
not all of you.
Cicero is now hijacking the stream.
That's fine.
Oh, love that. Ree came in as Pooh's voice. Sorry, I can't do Pooh's voice. Sorry, Piglet, you can't go to the bathroom. And you can't go to the bathroom, and you can't have honey. Can't have the honey that's in there. Also, Christopher Robin called Tigger the funniest name the other day. It rhymed with his name. Thanks, Ree.
Bigger.
B. Barrett says, "Wasn't the Bigfoot something Reggie came up with?" Yes. Thank you for that, B. Barrett.
Nice.
All right, I got one over here for both Craig and Razor. Do you all think no-nonsense action genre of movies like in the 80s and 90s will make a comeback? John Wick is the closest we got.
Well, that's not true. There was a wave of them for a while there. They kind of petered out after like 2010, though, right? Because remember, we got like the new Rambo movie, or the second newest Rambo movie. What was it? It was supposed to be John Rambo.
Yeah, Expendables, right?
Expendables, Hobo with a Shotgun, which is amazing, and you should watch it. Rest in peace, Rutger Hauer. Yeah, so like we got a few. John Wick was just one of them.
Okay, what happened to Razor on unauthorized? JFS.
We're working out upload issues. I've been trying to upload videos there for weeks, and it's not working. I talked to the webmaster just last night, so hopefully we're able to fix it, and I can get everything up on there.
Okay, and I think I got everything for Razor.
BG Justice says, "No reviews means no buy. Hold off until the reviews come in." Thanks, BG Justice. And Fundo came back, says, "For the record, Warframe is a great game with an even better community. I share that story so Blabs wouldn't feel bad about misspeaking. Maybe Blabs can be the creative director of Side Scrollers now."
Yeah, so that's in reference to the memberships I asked afterwards. I was like, I don't know what this is for. But no, it's okay, guys. Membership stays. It's funny.
Was says, somebody get 4chan weaponized autism to make Riot Games regret their decision. The same goes for any gaming company that pulls any stunts like what Riot Games does. Yeah, and like I said, I need to find their number. That's the first thing. If anybody can find Riot Games Los Angeles phone number, their office phone number, number one, don't call it. Number two, just send me that on X so I can find it, because I was trying to do a little digging while we were talking and I couldn't find it. So
maybe there's locations that are like in India, in like what Eric was showing us yesterday, where it's like something in India, but they don't actually exist.
Yeah. Mercenary says, "I got a stiffy watching that pistol go off." That's good. Cider Hype says worst martial law ever. What a Razor, just
That's
a quick
South
rundown.
Korea.
Yeah,
It's already over. Yeah.
What's going on over there?
Apparently there was a threat to impeach the president, or I'm not sure if South Korea has a president or a prime minister. I think it's a president. But there was a threat to impeach them, and there's a lot of resistance to their administration, and some of it is kind of quasi-socialist, some of it's a little bit more explicitly communist, and so he used that as an excuse to declare martial law, because obviously they border North Korea. So if communists are opposing him, hey, that could be engineered by North Korea. I gotta be honest, it very well could be. And so he declared martial law for a minute, but apparently it's already stopped.
Oh, like, well, sorry, everybody. It's done.
Yeah. I saw Cogman post about it. He posted like a tank.
Yeah.
Yeah, there were tanks out and everything. Fun.
Okay, nice. Mika wants to know how the Rumble talk went yesterday. The Rumble talk didn't happen yesterday, unfortunately. It got bumped. So, I'm supposed to have a call with Rumble, Razor, and I want to ask them about some of their moves and things that are going on. So, all right. Mercenary says, I have bad news. My crypto's down $1,000. I only have $10,000 right now. Well, congratulations to you for that. Here are my last 5 before I send again, before I impulsively send you guys more money. Thank you, Mercenary. Appreciate it. Listen, you hold on to your money first and foremost. That's the most important thing. But congrats on the crypto. All right, Razor, just a heads up. We're gonna obviously let you get out of here while we read off some of these super chats. But keep an eye on in your DMs. I gotta message you about something. Just heads up, okay?
All right,
cool. Razor,
gender transition surgery finally coming through.
I had a big announcement, and thank you for spoiling it.
I think you should go with Claire personally.
Oh, that's lovely. Can I keep the stubble down here?
Yes. It goes well with blush and eyeshadow.
That's right. And ridiculous, really bad lipstick. All right.
It's like that guy. What's his name? Jeffrey on like TikTok and everything, where Libs of TikTok exposes
Carrot
him.
Top, I think is.
Yeah, it's
like
creepy.
Steve Buscemi in Happy Gilmore, or whatever it is. Oh my God. All right, Razor, tell everybody where they can find you, my friend.
Yes, everyone. I am Razorfist with a 0 on the Twitter. I am at the Rageaholic on YouTube. And I am all over the internet. I'm inside your home. By the way, your pantry is almost empty.
Oh, good to know. Thank you.
Oh yeah, he's Thumbelina. That's right.
True.
By the way, we have a picture
I'm
of
in
me.
Blab's ear.
Yes.
We
This
have a
one right
picture
here.
of
That's
me
actually him.
breaking
This
on the
is him.
internet.
Oh,
thank you, Blab.
You're a little troll.
There we go.
Oh.
I'm waiting for somebody to take my face and superimpose it with AI right there.
It was a pretty girl.
It's me. All right, Razor, we'll see you later, buddy.
Yes, everyone. Godspeed.
All
Bye.
right, buddy. Bye. All right. What do we got, Blab? You can say it.
Sorry. That's weird. I was having too much fun. I was like pressing all the buttons. Don't mind me. Mercenary says, and yes, I'm trying to find anything to say positive.
Stay strong, buddy.
Try using that pistol on the dogwood sandwich. Right. And then Norm says, were there Super Smash Melees over the PlayStation 1 back in the day? Were they? I don't remember what it was released on.
He's just talking about were there melees and stuff, or yeah, I get you. Thank you for that.
I thought he was asking if it was released on the console. I'm like, wasn't it? Anyway, Maverick Marty says, still wish I knew where my Silent Hill 1 went.
Thanks, Maverick.
It's gone. Magnum, Razorfist loves Sony PlayStation. I don't think so. Mercenary, so you see Arch's video about Visa and MasterCard. I have not, but I know what it's about. Rebound says, here, have my favorite quote from LOK. Suppose you throw a coin enough times, suppose one day it will land on its side. Kane.
There we go.
You. The gift I sent last month. Oh, wait, did we read this one? Yes, we did. Okay, thanks. Shout out StreamYards. Thank you, Peter. Did we see this too? Yes, we did.
Nope,
right?
That's a year of support. Thank you, Peter. Let's go.
Thank you very much, Peter. Joey says, games I play at least once a year. Super Mario World DKC 1 and 2, Mortal Kombat 2, OG Resident Evil 2, Batman Arkham City, and Dante's Inferno. Thank you, Joey. Miku says, confess that Super Mario 64 camera is butt cheeks.
I mean, it was kind of the first of that kind, By the way, I do have. Thank you, William, for tweeting me Riot Games phone number. I literally have it typed into my phone right now.
Oh dear. Okay, have fun. Mercenary says the cannonball would have been better than Bug Bite. Magnum says I played MK1 and Turtles in Time at the roller skating garden. It got shut down for too much greatness. Sadness.
Oh.
Blabs read 40. Where's Waldo? No, I read actual real books when I was a little thing. Thank you very much. Blabs, what's your favorite book besides Harry Potter? So when I was growing up, I really loved the Percy Jackson series. Perks of being a Wallflower. Percy Jackson.
You said Percy Jackson?
Yeah, Percy Jackson series.
Just the way you said that, it didn't sound like Percy.
What do you think I said? Percy.
It sounded like not a AAA book, but a XXX book.
No, Percy Jackson. I don't know. You have to come back for me on this one. This one's a hard question. Percy Jackson. Jesse says, playing Soul Blade at the Pizza Hut arcade. Peak. Lampshade. Everything bagels are goated. That is all. Okay. Humble Dirt Merchant says, I didn't know Blabs went to Hebrew school. I did not. Sparky says, don't have arcade memories because mom sparsely let me out to go outside alone, but playing at my cousin's house or bro's console with my nephews was fun. There you go. Viper says, what's your favorite video game marketing campaign? Mine would be either Crash Bandicoot yelling at Nintendo on a megaphone or Halo 3 Finish the Fight.
Those are great. Probably the greatest commercial for video games ever was the Smash Brothers, the original Smash Brothers. So happy together. That was great.
I don't know if that counts as a marketing campaign. I guess it does. It's the whole Xbox sharing, PlayStation sharing game. He just passes it.
Yeah, that was great.
Here you go. That's brutal. Lance says, Jack and Daxter franchise is my favorite series, and I try to play through all at least once a year, back before Naughty Dog's Tardation bloomed. Yeah, fuck Naughty Dog. Corona Soul says, I miss Pizza Hut's taco pizza.
I was unaware they had a taco pizza.
Ew. Anti-Woke Academy for Arts and Sciences says, Slack is giving someone leeway, like cut him some slack he's just started last week, derived from providing slack in a rope. Yes, Craig, learn.
Yes.
He's no idea. Montana says, I want a pizza dinner with Rudy. Also $1,000 from an essay I wrote. Awesome.
Nice. Mercenary came in, says this is a Bigfoot like Pizza Hut pizza. I've done delivery for the guys. I used to get 2 pizza bags to keep it warm. Also, I'm older than Craig, 44. Thank you, Mercenary. Appreciate that. Rolando came in and says, little known fact, Reggie Body is Ready Fils-Aimé, former Nintendo of America president, was behind the Bigfoot pizza in Big New Yorker. Thank you for that, Rolando.
Over on Rumble, did we get the Fundo saying memberships greater than registered losers? Yes, okay.
We did.
Okay. Are we all caught up on Rumble? It's like I can't keep track. Okay, perfect.
We are, yes.
Okay, Jagged Sins. They keep adding circles thinking they'll get the entire coverage as their audience, but only get the ever smaller overlaps. Retromeister says, can't spell ignorance without IGN in it. No. And Master Gawa says, it's Gone Girl Waifu Day at last. We've been blessed with the release of Girls Frontline 2 Exilium. It's like modern XCOM, but with more G-cup boobs. Wow. Thanks, Master Gawa. He's such an interesting fellow, that one. Person whose name I can't say. If Riot bans enough of their player base for League of Legends to crash and burn, is that a bad thing, really? Well, listen, everyone should be entitled to play games, right? Dave says, Craig on call, be sure to ask about standards in the different regions of the world.
Yep.
And...
Is there anything else I should ask Riot Games while on this phone call? Because I'm going, like, when we're done, Blabs and I are going to do our post show, and then I'm making a phone call.
Did you get define offensive, define hateful languages, define insults? You got to ask them on each different thing.
Yeah. I have what words specifically?
Yeah, and quote them says, you say if you have hate speech, go play another game. So isn't that against financial advisory telling people not to play your games?
The fiduciary responsibility.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I would put that in there. Okay, Jason says, hello, Congress. I think you need to have a talk with Riot Games over their First Amendment violation. Yeah, you could ask them about that.
Well,
Kratos says, Pussy Jackson sounds like a 70s all-black cast disco crime thriller. Thank you very much. Deep Fryer says, I'll admit I'm excited by the prospect of Wolfenstein meets Indiana Jones. I half expect Indy to fight Mecha Hitler. Thanks, Deep Fryer. And Charles, New Son of Earth says, Charleston Heston 1954 movie Secret of the Incas inspired the indie book. He dresses just like them. And Super Bear says, just call it the Xbox Extra 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 Large. That way the fans can just match the version they need with their shirt size. But I'm so mean, but funny. Call it the Switcheroo. I am so for it, the Switcheroo. I would have loved that. Magnum says, only worse than an overzealous GameStop employee is an overzealous gun shop employee. And Johnny says, a new Tenchu on the level of the first 2 games would be great. Tenchu 4 was a bit underrated also. Magnum says, it's called PvP, lol. Galaxy says, hey Blabs, is my new handle easier to pronounce? That dreaded word beginning with C and ending with L is gone. The promotion is a nice benefit too. Galaxy Commander Dunadan, Son of the West. I think I said it. You let me know. Joey says, you would think Disney would show more respect to the classic movie that put them on the map. Way to crap on Walt Disney's legacy, correct?
Right. That's the biggest thing, is to just absolute pulling down the pants slowly, bending over, and just pooping all over Walt Disney's grave. It'd be a little more,
Eric says, certain movies don't need to have a live action as it loses its aura. Plus, the animated movie captures us more than most live action movies. Yep. And Jesus says, often give Red Faction 1 a blast on PC. Still got on my original PS2 copy from 2001. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see the rest of this. Hi, Razor, loved your Saxon review. Deathlog and Sabaton, yay or nay? Sorry, I missed that one for you. And one more Fluffy Pro says, hey, has Blabs or Craig seen the Hungry Howie's chicken and waffle pizza? No.
No,
it's Hungry Howie.
No, but I've had the Cece's chicken and waffle pizza, which I rave about. It's delicious.
What the fuck is Cece?
God, listen, we talked about this on the show.
I know.
The Cece's chicken and waffle pizza is the best fast food pizza I have had in a long, long time. And
I disagree.
How do you know you haven't had it?
I'm just saying.
Blabs,
I like to piss you off. It's part of the contract.
When we get together, right, and we do the show in person, I will 100% be taking you to Cece's, and I'm going to make you eat their Cece's pizza.
Tom, we'll have to do like a taste testing and everything.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll love everything about it. Yeah. Your eye's right. I should ask what the modern audience is. Who specifically is the? Who
are these games targeted for? Yeah. Right. Don't even say modern audience. Just be like, who are these games targeted for? Or else they might tip them off if you say modern audience if they're aware of that term.
The modern audience. Right?
Yeah.
All right. Let's get out of here, guys. Thank you very much for your support today. Make sure you guys head over to therealgameawards.com, become a voting member over there. Voting will begin on Thursday next week on December 12th. The same day that Jeff's award show goes live. So make sure you guys head over there and become a voting member over there. It's going to be great. We're going to be doing all sorts of fun stuff on the channel for that. With that said, you can also head over to sidescrollerspodcast.com, become a supporter over there. We'd greatly appreciate it, as we're going to be doing a lot more stuff in 2025 with big plans. So we're working on those now, and we look forward to rolling those out for you guys very, very soon. With that said, have a great rest of your day, and remember, people are going to try to keep you down. Don't let them. You guys got a goal. Go get it. See you guys later. Bye.